God damn, little mama, you thick as hell, know what I'm saying? This here is the Foundation Gamma. Let's go. This keyboard takes some of the more expensive and high-end elements of keyboard design and puts it into a minimal package. Nothing too flashy here, no logos, no external badges. It's very minimal for sure. This is just a TKL keyboard with some flair, but it has all the popular features such as F13, wind keyless. Well, this is standard, but they have a wind keyless option for all of those TKL enthusiasts. On top of that is seamless as well as screwless, which is something you don't see very often. Mexico is sponsoring this video, but you know my opinion is always my own and they never get to see the video before it goes live. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Andy Nguyen. I like making content on keyboards and tech, and I like to make very bad jokes about them. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. Click the button down below. Honestly, the look of this keyboard is its main draw, but at the same time, it's not very fancy. Large bezels, nothing above the arrows. It does have the F13, but the back is pretty plain Jane. It is a two-piece design with 4 screws, but they're hidden, right? 2 of the screws are underneath the rubber feet. I know, we'll talk about that in a second. The other 2 are the hidden screw design, just like you saw in the Vega, as well as the TR75. That has its own issues as well, but they didn't really exist here in the assembly. We'll talk about that as well. These side slopes are sick and feel very premium. It was there in the K, it was there in the Mammoth. I really liked it, but I think it's done very well here. Nice something to grab, some love handles for the motion. Wait, it's not the kind of video, but the back is plain with no engraving. This board is the same kind of frame and skeleton as the high spec that we built for, with the glasses on the back. This is the public GB run rather than the one-off, and it looks very minimal. It does have an internal weight though, so it feels heavy in the hand. I can hit some curls real quick, but the internal weight is polished stainless steel, which is an odd inclusion considering that adds cost, and that's something you don't see at all unless you take it apart. The sound of this board is much improved over the original high spec. That was a private GB run, and some decisions were made due to the client. Here, this is a public GB run through Mexico, and they did fix a few things that did have positive effects. The high spec was originally a bit hollow, which may be due to the fact that I'm bad at installing gaskets, which is true. The sound is fuller, there are gasket grooves. Okay, if you couldn't tell, there are gasket grooves. I like the small quality of life changes. And if you didn't know, any board with gasket grooves, they're gonna be $1,000, so you're getting a great deal here. So the gasket grooves made the installation of the gaskets easier for sure because I'm a dum-dum and I can't put sticky things on metal. I talked to Snowmo about the design of this case because we're doing the force break mod a lot on a lot of keyboards, and that's due to a lot of metal contact. In this board, being that it is a seamless design where the top piece kind of goes over the bottom piece, there's less metal contact, which reduces hollowness, which reduces ping. So even if we were to force break this, it'd be hard to find a surface in which you would apply the tape. The machining to kind of make this design is a little bit more expensive, so it comes at a cost, but not having to do that kind of mod and having less hollowness out of the box is okay. The sound of this board has its own profile. The alphas sound great, very full, very nice sounding. The alphas are a little bit on the hollow end of things, but I find that this board does not sound like a regular top mount. It doesn't sound like a very foamy or gaskety board, and it doesn't sound too dry like a sandwich mount board. I think it has its own sound signature, which is a good thing to see. Considering in the entry-level range of things, it's kind of a race to the bottom as to who can make the most gaskety sounding board for the cheapest cost and still keep it aluminum. It's different. It's just different, okay? We built this board with lubed and filmed H1s on carbon fiber. I love the sound, I love the feel. Not a flexible board, so if you're looking for flexible, consider the Wave 88 that we featured on the channel or any of the other L+F boards. The assembly of this board is very easy. There are 4 screws, like I mentioned. 2 are underneath rubber feet. That's a drag because to open up the case, you will have to remove the rubber feet. In their defense, they will be including extra rubber feet, but still, you can't change this too much. As a tinkerer myself, it is a drag to see that. But in their defense as well, you can use a blow dryer, heat it up so you can lift up the rubber feet without ruining the adhesive. And if you do lift it up, the hole for the screw is so little and just at the edge of it, so you can just lift up a little bit, unscrew it and take it apart and then put it back, considering the adhesive isn't touching anything anyway. It's not great to see that, but that is the cost of hidden screw design. The other element to make this fully hidden screw is the 2 screws on top of the case, just like the Vega and the TR75. From my observation, those typically end up resulting in something a little bit more hollow, just slightly. There's costs to hiding all the screws. If you don't care and you don't mind seeing holes in the bottom of your case, maybe consider a different board. But the design with the hidden screws underneath the feet, as well as the top screws, really lends itself to the minimal aspect of this board, making it very clean to look at. And we had to talk about the price. Due to the machining and the internal polished stainless steel weight, this board costs $650 in group buy from Mexico. That's before shipping. That's hefty. It's expensive. Considering that I've mostly featured cheap boards on the channel or more affordable boards, there's a lot to swallow weight. It's hefty, okay? It's hefty. I think that if you're looking for a nice high-end TKL or mid-range TKL, you're gonna pay more. That's just facts, you know. A 6% can be made cheaper, it's less material, especially if it's a gummy O-ring implementation or just one piece of metal. It's just less to machine. Having a two-piece, especially one that requires a tooling to make these lines and curves, yeah, it's just gonna cost money. Should it cost $650? I probably don't think so, but I don't design keyboards. Someone's gonna buy it, okay? But if you're looking for a more affordable board, maybe look towards something else like a Freebird TKL, but you can outgrow that pretty quickly. This is a board that can kind of finish your collection if you're the right customer for this keyboard. I like the look. I think the sound is fine. I don't think it's the most amazing sound, but it's unique to the board itself. Rather than every board gunning for that PE foamy marbly sound, or every board going after that same mounting point as the Jane top mount sound, at least this one's different. Okay. Overall, I can appreciate the design elements that went to this board. I think Snowmo is a very talented designer and he has passion for his projects, so I respect that. But for me, my budget is lower than the products he puts out, so if you're interested in a minimal TKL that's F13 wind keyless, has an internal weight, is minimal on the outside, has clean lines and nice love handles on the side, consider the Foundation Gamma. That's just it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.